All right, story time. So, growing up, I was very involved with Nerf guns. My mom wouldn't let me own like BB guns or like airsoft pistols or anything like that. Rightfully so. I was really destructive as a kid, but yeah, I was all about Nerf or nothing. That was my kind of thing. Um, so this one time, essentially, I have two stories with this. So the first one is one that's I was a little psychotic to do as a child, but the second one didn't really involve me as much. It was just something more that I witnessed. So the first one was when I was a kid. I used to own the Nerf. What was it? The Sharp Shot. I know there was two variants of it. There was the one that looked more like a rifle, and the other one that was like really blocky looking. I had the really blocky looking one. I think it was the long shot. Whichever one was it. I just remember it being blue, and you could take it apart, and then you have two of them. One that looks like an AR, and one that looks like a big old blocky pistol. But if you put them together, you can make a sniper rifle out of it. So I had that one, and I'm thinking one time with my brother in my other room. I'm just thinking one time, let me get a little bit more psychotic with using this thing. I went into my mom's cabinet where she kept her sewing equipment, because I figured, you know what, I want to use one of my mom's needles. So I found a needle, like not really a needle, but those needles that keep things in place. I don't know how to like describe it, but it just has a ball at the end that you hold it, and then it just has a needle. But yeah, I grabbed me one of those, and I slit a little hole in the dart, where the rubber part is. And I figured, you know what, I'm gonna make myself a little Nerf gun into basically a glorified blow dart, just without the toxins in it that'll, like, I don't know, like numb you or paralyze you or whatever. So in my head, I'm thinking this is a cool idea. I'm gonna test it out. So I go to my brother, he's minding his business, playing his game or whatever, and I'm like, hey, let me shoot your hand real quick. And he's like, no, why? Alma, I just want to see something. Shoot, screwed that up. Alma, I just want to see something. And he's like, no. Like, I'm playing the game, what do you want? And I'm just like, just let me see something, I'll leave you alone. He's like, fine. So there I go. About to shoot my poor brother with this pretty powerful. It's not like powerful like a BB gun powerful, but it's powerful enough to, like, you'll feel it if it hits you. I mean, it's still a Nerf gun at the end of the day. So I cock this thing back, and I'm looking at him, and he's like, all right, well, just shoot my hand. I think prior that I did say not to, like, I wanted to shoot him, but not his hand. And he agreed. I was like, fine, let's just shoot my hand, whatever, he's expecting just a dart. But I had other plans. My evil little brain concocted prior, and I shot this needle dart into his hand, thinking, oh, it was just gonna prick him, and then just, it would just prick him, and that's it. I shot this thing, and I see it like go embedding into his hand, and he jumps and freaks out. And he's like, ah, what was that? And then I see his reaction. He flicks his hand, and it's stuck on his hand. Like, it doesn't go in like all the way, but it definitely goes in halfway. So that's at least maybe 2 centimeters into his skin, a centimeter. I'm not really sure, but it was deep. It was deep enough to latch on to his skin while he was trying to shake it off. And he freaks out. And I'm freaking out because I'm like, oh man, I didn't mean for it to do all that. And he pretty much throws a huge fit. And he comes after me. I'm running away from him, and he's chasing me down. And he rips the Nerf gun from my hands, and he slams it on the ground. And I run into my room and barricade myself in there because I'm like, holy shit! Like I did that. Like that sucks. Like I hope I didn't. Like I hurt him, and I really made him mad. And yeah, he taught me a very valuable lesson right after, and was just pretty much like, come here for a sec. So I'm like, okay. And he's like, you see this empty water bottle? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, go ahead, grab that dart again and shoot it for me. And I'm a little confused because I'm like, why is he, what? Like, why is he doing all that? And so I shoot it, not thinking much of it, and it goes right through. It goes right through the entire bottle. Like, not like all the way through, but the needle goes through all the way. So the needle goes through all the way, and he is mad. He's just like, did you see that? You see how it went through? And I'm like, yeah. And he's just like, you shot that at my hand, buddy. And I'm just like, whoopsie. And he got even more pissed at me. He was just like, dude, you this isn't cool. You can't do this ever again. This is what psychos do. This is what breeds serial killers. You know, today it's shooting your hand with a needle dart and a powerful sniper toy. Tomorrow it's like choking squirrels out in the backyard. You know? So yeah, I learned not to do things like that with my toys, because he had a point. It was really psychotic, and it was really mean, and you shouldn't do things like that. So yeah, please take away from that lesson, and don't try to do something like that with your family. They'll all think you're psychos. Anyways, the second story. So the second story, right, is again involving a Nerf gun, but it had nothing to do with me. So my stepbrother, he was also Nerf or nothing, all the way. And he had this, I'm pretty sure I could find it on Google or something, but he had what pretty much was, it was like an RPG thing that came with, it came with like a 6-shot thing, and it came with a pistol. It was and it was red. I remember that. I remember it being red. Man, I'm getting destroyed. I miss my Netrunner build. I thought it'd be easier to tell stories if I use the Sandevistan, but yeah, my Netrunner build was way easier than just being in the action completely. But anyways, so yeah, he had that kind of Nerf gun, and it had a big, huge dart that was for like the bazooka, and it was all attached in 3 separate things. So they all attached into one gun, and it was cool. It was probably one of the more expensive ones, but you know, he was living with my dad, so you know, my dad had that money to get him things like that. But nevertheless, you know, we're trying this thing out, and we're having fun. We're playing around with it, and then we're downstairs in the basement, you know, just chilling, watching TV and stuff. And my brother, he had the little pistol. He had the little pistol part of it, and this was long before I had the long shot. This was a long time ago, way before that I even had my own Nerf guns that were anywhere near the same caliber as my stepbrother's. He had cooler Nerf guns. But my brother's aiming this little pistol at his face, and my stepbrother's pretty much like looking at him. He's sitting down. He's looking up at my brother. My brother's in full like execution mode, and my stepbrother's pretty much like, "You're not gonna do it," you know. And my brother's like, "Won't I?" And my stepbrother's like, "You won't do it." And he immediately shot him in the face. Now the dart flew directly, and this was not the little darts with the little bump. It had the suction cup. The suction cup went directly into his eyeball, and I'm watching my stepbrother hold his face in agony, and then through his fingers the dart is sticking out of his eye. He's wearing this thing like a contact. And it was the most hilarious thing, because he was like, ah, you know, like, he was screaming, and I'm sure it was really painful and uncomfortable, but it was also extremely funny, because that thing was like really sticking out of his eye. Like, I don't know, he was wearing the suction cup like a contact lens. So yeah, I thought that was pretty funny, and you know, nice little two-part. Maybe, you know, I'm being some garbage right now trying to fight these guys, but yeah, I figured I'd just recall two of the stories that, you know, from my childhood that I remember fondly. Oh boy, I suck. Are you gonna get back up? Oh no. Well, what a way to end it. See ya.